Shout this as freaking loud as you can to get all those people who are still outside. Yeah, perfect. Thank you. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Ahoy! Get out of here! Yeah?
He's hired.
You think they heard it? Are we gonna do it one more time?
It's like
One more? I think that was practice run. Let's do that one more time. Ready? Just shout like it's Friday. It's been a tiring week, right? All right, let that out. And let's tell all those people to get in here. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Ahoy! Get out of here! All right, cool. Welcome everyone. Happy Friday. Hope you had a good week. And there's some fun stuff happening now. I guess we're starting with leader mark. Yeah? Yeah. This guy? Yeah. Ivan, is he also talking or just you?
No,
just Ivan. Okay, how about this, folks? On the count of 3, let's just say, hi, Ivan, at the top of our lungs, and then we'll pass the mic to him, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Hi, Ivan!
Yeah, I didn't expect that warm of a welcome. Hi all. My name is Ivan. I'm the founder of LeaderMark. This is talent management software as a service. Next slide. So my team is mostly in the US, and we have a lot of experience working with and for big multinational companies, and we know very well the pains of these companies, and we are with our startup addressing one of these pains. And so that is that today there is no way to really rearrange things talent-wise when it comes to AI disruption and the effect that it takes on the organizational structure. Basically, companies are competing in their ability to rearrange their processes, but there's no tool and there's no way to see the talent to bet on. And that is what we are addressing with our tool. LeaderMark allows you to see talent, leverage talent, and engage talent. And by seeing talent, I mean that we gather a lot of powerful data in a very quick, intuitive, and visual format. And then leveraging talent basically means connecting 2 dots. One is when we have the internal, when we have a strong person in the team who wants to develop within the company, wants to build career within the company, but doesn't see the opportunities out there. And on the other hand, there are opportunities like critical projects, critical roles, and connecting those dots means leveraging the talent, and it creates a lot of synergy. And then, and engaging talent means actually have employees excited about the company and about their impact. Okay, next slide. So this is what's happening when you're using LeaderMark. So employees give feedback and employees compete for internal opportunities. Managers look for talent using our search tool. Managers pitch their projects and opportunities and leverage the data that is being gathered, and they also meet together and discuss feedback that is being received on the employee and career goals, succession, and development. Next slide. So this is how it looks like. The key element is a career profile, which is, you can call it internal resume, but it's much more than internal resume. So part of it replicates LinkedIn, is very close in structure to LinkedIn, and we pull things from LinkedIn, but also there are sections that deal with feedback, that deal with performance management, that deal with succession planning, career development. So there's a lot that you can learn about the employee by looking at that career profile. And then there is also a search tool that allows you to navigate that database of career profiles. And there is a way to provide feedback, and that is unique to our tool, our visual, intuitive, quick way to provide feedback. Employees give it on a weekly basis, and it takes normally less than 10 seconds. So you have 2 points to give away to acknowledge someone's impact, someone's value. There are 3 kinds, so they correspond with 3 colors. The green one is called organize, the blue one is called soul, the red one is called motivate. So you give away 2 points, and if you're giving away those points, your points actually are getting boosted. So there's a gaming element to it. And so employees who want to develop within the company choose to participate in this, and they also feel good about actually stimulating and promoting people who are valuable within the company. And there's also a question that they answer, which sounds, how happy were you at work this week? And there are 4 faces, 2 frowny faces, 2 smiley faces. You quickly answer that question, and then using the points and that question, we actually figure out the engagement. We see the engagement real time. We combine it from 3 components. One is happiness level, another is how much the person is noticing others, and the third is how much the person is being noticed. And that dashboard in the bottom right actually allows you to see the engagement for different teams. And so for the person, you would see several things. You would see performance, you would see points that are aggregating, you will see feedback tied to behaviors or values, competencies basically, and then you will see for managers the engagement of the team. Next slide, please.
Your time is up.
Oh.
30 seconds I'll give you.
I thought I had 10 minutes.
With questions.
Oh, okay. All right, so let's jump into, so this is subscription, subscription-based, pretty straightforward. Let's go further. Market opportunity is plugins, so we're not competing with HR platforms, but rather integrating with HR platforms, adding functionality and customizing things big time. So let's skip this one. So we achieve more with less compared to our competitors, and we differentiate by customizing significantly. Now let's go further. So we plan to start with smaller clients for the next 3 years, and then as we establish ourselves, we will have enough credibility to partner with those HR platforms and get access to their vast client base. And the next slide. So basically, now is the time to invest into talent management, because there is a huge gap where it comes to the ability of companies to really figure out people to bet on in the face of AI disruption, in the face of rearrangement. So there should be a way to really figure out talent, and we provide that way. So we're showing more than 10x by 2030, and we are confident that we will be achieving it as we build our credibility with those HR platforms. Thank you.
Okay, so this is how it works. This is not a Q&A. This is a roast, okay? So I need people to help me roast. I just will pick 2 people, but if you're willing to roast, raise your hand up. And if you're nice, I'll probably say no to you. Hands up. Nobody? Okay. Well, who else? Just one person, 2 people, that's it? Okay, you're not that nice. You're very helpful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do it.
No, come on here, come on out. Come on, stand up, come on. Yeah.
There was a slide.
Hold on. Get excited. Hold on.
Microphone.
Okay, so this is a roast. Basically, you have to take the criticism as a feedback.
Absolutely.
Without Q&A today?
Huh?
Today no Q&A?
I just said, man. No.
Okay, I have a question anyway.
No, no.
I have a direct one.
Hi to everyone. Somebody know me, somebody not. I'm Mike. Okay, actually, for me it is the first time when I see some HR SaaS software. I know much about SAP and their solutions, but they cached all the market just because it's too heavy now to change everything. But actually, from all the story, it's really good. But I don't understand one thing. How you're going to compete in this market? What is the real value or advantage?
Actually, so I rephrase that as a picture of style. What the hell do you do, man? Smiley faces, this is the only thing I understood. I mean, I don't know, man. Like, the pitch is too long, okay? And you want to say something, you didn't say it. Okay, 109x. Interesting. I'm interested, but honestly, you integrate into other tools you said, but man, I didn't see anything about the product actually. You work with big companies, big teams, you know their problems, la 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 la. You took 4 minutes to talk about that. You lost me, honestly.
So there was a slide about competitors, and there was like at least 7 identified competitors. So means it's crowd market already. So because in marketing, first 5 took the market, like the majority of them. So I haven't seen any details about migrations. So if somebody will decide to migrate to your platform, how you will handle the migration, because it will be the most critical part for development, because market is already taken.
But he said integration, not migration.
Integration from other solutions.
No, he said he integrates to other solutions. So I don't know, like, he's not providing talent, right? You're not providing new talent.
Yeah.
Yes, it's just a no, yes or no. You're not providing new talent, correct?
My talent?
New talent. Cool.
People. Yeah, so it's
Okay,
not
so-
about external recruitment, it's not about staffing, it's
Exactly.
about internal talent.
Management the talents inside of the company.
Yes,
That's current
internal
employees.
talent search.
But, so basically it's like a continuous rating tool for your people, right? So you have 2 smiley faces that are good and 2 smiley faces that are bad. And yeah, he messes with me today, so I kept my parking spot, so I'm going to go and is that it?
Can you answer some of the points? Or
Just now go with the flow, yes, no.
you guys know what?
Okay. Okay. Have a seat, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so first,
On SAP, if we can think of it as like Microsoft Windows would have default apps that work with images, and yeah, you can use them, but if you want to go professional in editing photos, you get Adobe Photoshop. So Adobe Photoshop does not compete with Microsoft Windows. And in the same way, we're not competing with HR platforms. We are integrating with HR platforms in the talent management domain. We build up functionality and we customize things to match the processes. So that's on that. So smiley faces are used to understand the engagement, not to rate people. And we don't use that data to show individual engagement. We never show individual engagement. We only show aggregated engagement in terms of like the team. The points accumulate and they show profile. And so if you're getting, for example, more red points, then you'll be viewed as a motivator in that system. And so it allows you to see how people view you. It's not who you are ultimately, but this is how people view you in your role, given your exposure, etc., as long as you frame it right. Does that answer any?
Is it automated based on some data, or it's like HR will need to put some science on the particular, I don't know, particular element of the team? How does it work inside?
Yeah, it's all aggregated automatically, and there are coefficients that apply when you're participating in this. When you're giving points to other people once a month, your points are getting boosted. And that's how you are getting stimulated to participate in this. So yes.
Honestly, the pitch is not stimulating at all since you're using it a lot. Honestly, you need, I don't know, to engage people, man. Like, I don't know, how much value did you get from the pitch, information-wise? If you get something, raise your hand up.
I think it's suitable for professionals in HR, those who will be using the platform, but not those who will be investing.
I'm not saying the product is shit. I'm saying the engagement when he's pitching, honestly.
It's not
like,
for investors, it's for users.
that's a sales pitch. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
If you're from corporate culture, you understand it.
Yeah.
If you're not from corporate culture,
We actually had somebody we know that was asking exactly for this.
Exactly same solution.
I'm not talking about the product viability. I'm talking about the pitch. The pitch really was not intriguing. I mean, if you're raising funds, honestly, it's boring as hell, man. You need to like spice it up a bit.
Information in one pitch.
What? Why not?
Well, I agree with that.
No, really. Like, I'm not saying the product's shit, okay? What I'm saying is, like, let me ask the right questions. Just get real into the detail. Tell me that this is our methodology, this is the science, this is how we do it. It's not personalized. Just give me the important stuff and why do I need it? You didn't say it even once. Why a company needs it, right? So it's not that I have to know that I need it to look for you. No, you need to tell me why would anybody need it. So the need equals the value at the end of the day. You can put 109 here, you can make it 290. It's like, if I don't understand what's the value, I cannot really sense it. So for me, that is the core issue here with your presentation, honestly. I mean, instead of wasting like time talking about this, we could have spoken about the idea itself, where it can be positioned. Maybe we can position it at the end of online meetings as well, to like plug in with current tools like Zoom and meetings as well. I understand it's not personalized, you said it's done for a group after like an interaction, right? So you're trying to look at how we interact with different groups, for example in a company, and see who are the outliers, who are the negative people, right?
Yeah, the data is gathered weekly, so the way it works is that employees get the link in their email, they click that link, and it gets them to that weekly check-in form, and they will see people with whom they've been interacting the most throughout the week, based on Teams calendar. And then they can add, of course, people to that list, and they basically throughout the week they would think already to whom they want to give those points to acknowledge their impact. So it's not about a particular meeting, but it's rather like a weekly cadence, and yeah, they would provide that feedback, and they would also answer the happiness question about themselves, not about the other.
Is there any revenue here? It's running the product? No.
Not yet. So we have 4 companies, and 2 of them are very close to signing contract with us. So we're looking for clients and looking for investors.
You should pay attention to it. That you are now on them, you have a particular client. This is your average check. Both these products you are selling, it's sometimes
We're not selling yet.
Story is too long, and we can't focus on the dominating investment.
You're always selling, you're always raising, trust me on that. Always.
That's all.
Cool.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Guys, if you can reach out to Ivan here. Do you have a slide with your email or something? Or contact details?
No contact details here.
Okay, so
Please
reach out to him if you can support, help, or you know somebody's interested. Who's next? It's called the pitch roast, by the way, so
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be nice.
Oi.
I don't know the sequence, but I'm good.
Good.
Who's pitching as well? You?
Me.
Okay.
This guy.
Yeah, you should present.
Present what?
He already do it.
I don't mind.
We'll roast Jamil.
If somebody's missing, I'll do it. Who else has a spot?
Those guy. Those guy.
Okay. By the way, there is this thing Ivan made, the other Ivan made for the community, and you can sign it. It's
Time capsule.
yeah, time capsule.
Yeah. Yes.
And guys, when you come to pitch, you cannot use all the 10 minutes to pitch. 10 minutes should be the total time.
And more engagement.
So let's agree.
Somebody flick the slide.
Okay, I'll do it. 5 minutes, I'll stop you now. Yeah. Oh, yeah. 3.
3 minutes. Do it.
Who's got EVs?
What are you on the
Who's
timer?
got electric cars?
Use the microphone.
Your life is about to change. Watch that. Your life is about to change.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Guys, we are backed by Masdar. We're situated in Masdar. We are going to transform this region. Next slide. If you have an EV, we can solve your $1 billion problem. It is a $1 billion problem because in state of California, 40% of personal charger or charging units do not work. And that's how we're going to solve it. Where, when, how. Every EV driver, if you got an EV, yeah, you got these issues. Where do I charge it? When do I charge it? How do I charge it? Yeah? Next slide. So we are empowering businesses only. We are B2B, enterprise only solution where we can superpower fleets, charge anytime, anywhere. We are more of a concierge service. We are the only solution in the market that would give your EV unlimited range. We have the power for all the automotive dealers who are trying to sell their last year's stock, yeah, to convert every other their EV into a good sales and obviously sustainable savings. Next one. We are obviously Savvy, world's first subscription-only service, charging service. Any other charging service, it's either pay as you go or you have to pay online. We are subscription only, region's first on demand, and completely off-grid. This is where our technology comes into play. And yeah, last one, enterprise only. How we work is simply park, request, and we come in charge. Next one, please. Our technology. Our Gen 1 is ready. It's in Masdar City. Gen 2 is coming in end of April. And Gen 3, which has a micro turbine, is coming by August. We have our unique technology, which I'm going to explain next. And this is our technology which charges any EV. Okay, we do have a containerized solution as well. We are authorized by Capstone Green Energy with exclusive dealers for this technology in this region. Next one. So how do we do it? These car chargers, stacked battery, they're coming soon, but you will start to see superpower hubs charging up most of the fleets. Our capacity for each superpower hub is 1640 kilowatt that can charge up to 30 EVs in 20 minutes. We have really ultra fast chargers. Next one, please.
Our business model is very simple. We go to the dealer, we go to the distributor, we go to and we have global partnership with some of these automotive dealers, which I'm going to come to that. If you guys sign an NDA, I'll let you know. We go to fleet owners. Our number one fleet ownership who has signed up on this is Trucker, which is $1 billion company in this region. Next one, please. Our competitor, we don't have any competitor, to be honest. Really, we don't. Diva, don't compete with us. Yeah, we are leap into the future. Next one, please. Our market, 190 million. Next one. Our traction so far, our tech partner, as I mentioned, Capstone, PowerUp is in Singapore. They are also our technology partner. They run exactly the same business as us, but they have a different technology. They're based in Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand, Vietnam, and we are their technology partner or network partners. If they sign up with Hyundai, they also pass that information to us as well. That's our collaboration with them. We're in talks, go back to this. This is the biggest contract we have secured, 3,000 megawatt a year. We're going to be providing them to Trucker. I guess, we're the only charging company who can charge this many cars after Viva. Next one. We also offer white label solution for automotive car dealers. We are only enterprise. Next one. This is us. Asif is there. Myself, Emirati. We're proud local company. Next one. We're asking for 5 million, 8% at 60 million valuation. Thank you.
Two people to roast. Hands up. Okay. I'll start with you as well. It's very interesting. I would even not only use this, I would invest in this. I was fucking shocked, man. Look! You're charging my EV with a diesel truck?
No.
You sure?
This is not a diesel.
What is it? Gasoline?
Not a diesel.
What? EV?
The Gen 1 is a battery swap.
No. The truck is a battery swap truck?
All are EVs.
Your EVs?
Yeah. No, these are EVs. These are not diesel.
What does microturbine actually mean?
Good stuff.
What does microturbine actually mean?
It's basically a generator, which is
what you can choose.
either propane or CNG. It's one of the cleanest energy. It's not diesel.
Okay.
What is it?
Either propane or CNG, which is cleanest energy.
How turbine is done? How turbine
It's an EV. That
Which
one, go to Peugeot, you will find an electric one.
No. Micro turbine.
Yes.
Turbine. How turbines work? How from what?
You can either use propane or CNG. Clean.
I'm only one person who's going to speak. Yeah, you know what? Just when you started to show the video about your company, I excited that I will show some solutions. But what I see, huge expectation of our world where we can achieve nothing, unfortunately. The ambitions are too much, and I saw within all this presentation all the ambitions. You know why? Last year I worked a lot, half of the year I spent a lot of time to realize what the market is about. I'm driving EV, I realized all the problems you checked. Finally I go to the dealer, and I would like, when I want to just put one socket and charge my car, I realize so many issues I have right now with the Diva. But in this region, only one authority is only one person or company who able to create or generate electricity is Diva. And you're saying that Diva is not my competitor. From where you're getting electricity? From the aliens? No, I don't know. Or from the sun directly. Man, it's like you need to be somehow grounded. It means our cars works on the ground, and we are charging electricity also constantly in a normal way. It's not the rocket science. What I see here, Yes, this solution is not bad, but here is million issues as well. I'm talking about this track because you need at the beginning charge this track somehow or use some another field at least to do this charging. And I don't get this finally answer. Everyone, and I saw, yes, this solution on the market is very needful. So many people really struggling and really want to charge their cars. Looks like you are come close to our solution, but when we see these ambitions, we realize that you are trying to sell these ideas to ourselves. We will invest, and then you will say, okay, guys, look at the future. It will be happen after 50 years, maybe. This is my problem. When I saw no clue where finally you get connected even 2-3 dots. This is my problem. It's mean with the electricity 7 kilowatt I know how to charge, but with this super fast charging which comes from these machines which everywhere, it's not a real solution for me. It's the person who really drives these EV cars every day, trying to find out the chargers, trying to find out the way how to charge. I'm your customer 100%. First, the price is a little bit high, 70 feels really. Diva sells for 29. What are you making?
1 dirham and 20 fills.
Today?
So we're competing with ultra fast chargers. We're not competing with AC chargers.
So you don't have competition. Your words, not mine.
If you call them mobile chargers, then yeah.
No, you do compete with someone. You compete with malls. You compete with Diva. You're competing with the inconvenient stationary fast chargers.
Yes.
You do compete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I answer?
Not yet. Come. A guy with a sunflower in his shirt. This is the kind of guy who uses tweets in his stuff. Danger.
Yeah, I mean, every time I see these things with wheels, etc., in my mind, the aspect of the human labor costs then get multiplied and dramatically beyond that. Because think something that is stationary and they drive, then like the stationary locations, they could have like 100 places that have 0 staff or a few staff that are going around to service many of them. But these are going to require a lot more staff going around, plus then a lot of the wear, etc., which then adds cost. And if a big sell of this is the environmental benefits, then all of this is reducing the environmental benefits of this, on top of the fact that you're taking something that is, in my mind, seen as a great benefit for the potential survivability of humans in this planet, but then you're reducing that dramatically by actually putting more fuel, like it's run by fuel. And so this is not clean energy. It's cleaner than some other energy, but it's not actually clean energy. It's just slightly cleaner than others. Yeah.
Actually, on that point, I'll tell you this. If you vote in EV because you think you're going to save the environment, you're not. Okay, just because your seats are made of leather, algae leather, doesn't actually make the environment friendly. The amount of labor and slavery and pollution that goes into making batteries is way worse than anything else. But, you know, just to send power to a stationary charger, you know how much people think that power does not cost transmission. Transmission cost and energy is huge. Exactly. And it's made from the same stuff. So that's one brownie point for you. But yes, labor intensive. Agreed. You need to promise in this pitch that this is going to be an EV. That you will. No, you didn't say it. You will. No, you didn't say it. Did he say that this is an EV? No, exactly. You didn't. So you need to do that. You need to also say that you're going to treat people fairly. Okay? No, really. It's not going to be like the couple guys. Although they're not bad, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, go.
Just me, like a EV holder, I mean, I just didn't get it. This is for me, like a EV driver, or this is the business for business. So you, begin from the story that it's B2B, but what you are selling for business?
When I get the mic, I'll answer all three.
Yeah, it's not Q&A, you're missing the point, dude. It's not Q&A, it's pitch roast, man. It's something that will charge your car, whether it's enterprise or not, it will reach to you. That's fine, right now, let's roast this guy. We're gonna roast the hell out of here, it's a promise. Yeah. Is that it? Is that it?
Thank you for pitch. I had a question for maybe the last slide. Can you show it, the business models? Or
It's not Q&A.
it's not Q&A, it's not Q&A, but I didn't get why. No. Business here. Okay. Next one. Next one. Next one. Next. I didn't get. Next. Where you say that you raise in December or something. You raise.
The ask slide.
The ask. Okay. Yeah, I didn't get why you ask in May. It means right now $4.5 million. Then you ask 100K in June. Why? And then why you ask 400K in December, in the end of this year?
5 million and that's what you spend.
Yeah, but you don't go
Yeah,
front.
but I didn't get, yeah. So it made me confused because it's all together, right? Maybe you should make a Gantt diagram or something like that. Yeah, because it makes no sense when you raise 4.5 million in May and then you need 100K in June.
That's not the raise. That's not the raise.
That's the use of funds. Yeah.
It's a bit confusing.
Yes, but it's irrelevant.
It's fine, it's fine.
No, so for me it was also not obvious. I was a few seconds to just understand why it is why this.
Why did everybody laugh when he started saying we don't have competition? Who laughed? Raise your hand. One of you, just tell me your reason. Why? You.
Because you have competition everywhere.
You always have competition.
My home charger is a competitor.
Honestly?
Does it come to you?
I will never use it because...
Is it off grid?
No, that's not the point.
But the thing is, I don't care.
The point is...
I, as a business, I do not class those as a competitor.
But that's saying the same thing as Excel, you can compare with anything else.
I will tell you what my
Hold on.
competitors
This is not an argument or a debate. The debate will come later, by the way. So this is actually a roast. So you have to get roasted.
Can I
So
add something as well?
just to finish the point very quickly, I'll give you the mic. You always have competition, even if you don't make it up, because no. Sorry. Because anybody who says I don't have competition is a noob.
It's a noob.
Your way, how you're not arguing. Maybe sorry. How you're arguing with ours, it's, let's say, like my good friend, he's doing the business about numerology. He's saying, okay, if you believe to the numbers 369, all your life will become just amazing. And everywhere, let's say the numbers is there. Nothing could change, but at least you need to believe. In this scenario, also saying, there is no competitors. No, I'm not trading them, but at least you need to believe that my business model is so good that all of you will only go to the chart with me. Yes, this is the problem. Let's say I cannot agree with you. Man, give me something to touch.
I just wanted to highlight that you don't really have defensibility in your product. Your core gas turbine thing comes from an enterprise company. Anyone can try to get a deal from them. You already have a competitor in Asia, and you claim that you'll be a multi-billion-dollar company, but you already have someone doing it over there. So you're more like a market, like you have a market that you can sell into, but anyone can buy a van, buy some battery packs, and do the same thing. Like, how valuable are the ones that deliver gas? They're not multi-billion-dollar companies. People have alternatives. You look at competition as competition, directly competition, but you have to look at it as alternatives. I can go to the gas station. You're in a choice. People can get gas delivered to their parking lot that they're built at their offices, but most of them go to the gas station. Gas stations still exist. Not everyone calls gas, but gets gas delivered that way. So that's, but defensibility of your product, it seems like you're just a reseller of someone of these other things in the region and not a unique defensible company.
I mean, I see his point, and it's true. Like, I think, I don't know, maybe if you're valued because, like, valued that you have monopoly over your tech, but honestly, I fail to see how much of it is your tech. I didn't see that come across as well, because of that enterprise agreement that you have with those guys.
It says here, it's not. Order 5 units of second and third generation from the US.
So yeah, what is the USP here? What is the unfair advantage?
I agree.
For the region, but not for the US.
Finding more your tech, you're licensing somebody else's tech.
I never claimed it's my tech. I never claimed. I never claimed. The other thing that I never claimed is that we are, eco-friendly. I never claimed that. All I said, we are EV charging business.
Honestly,
how do we do it? We do it.
Honestly, you kind of alluded that it is your tech. Honestly.
No. I said our
Let's
tech.
ask people. Let's
Our
ask
tech.
people. Did he? Raise your hand if you think he said his tech.
I thought it was.
Okay, raise your hand if you don't agree. If he didn't say it. It came
Don't
across.
buy EVs.
It came across, man. Okay. The energy.
I think there's. Wait.
We're not taking questions yet. You're gonna roast? Come out.
I wanted to just say something.
Roast. Come on.
I think you are potentially underselling yourself and what you're trying to do by not actually working on the innovation side. It's really like there's all sorts of interesting stuff happening in this space, and we need more of it. To be honest, we need more that actually cares about the environment. So if you don't actually care about the environment, I'm zero interested anymore. If you are interested about the environment and you're going to be doing carbon reporting, etc., and trying to drive towards positive offsetting and driving the whole EV sector, like it's really damaging and destructive, but we as a planet need people who are driving towards positive change. And if that's of interest and you want to put like effort into the innovation on that side of things, I think that you folks could do some really amazing stuff.
400K man for innovation.
400K out of 4.5 million, yeah. I mean, like, I think maybe like, where do we work on building, developing some patents, driving innovation in this space?
We did our research. Actually, we are developing a patent.
Boom! I believe in that. I want to see carbon reporting on that as well.
Question for you, Ben. Do you have any slides on traction? Because 5 mil for a 60 million valuation.
Yeah.
That's
we do
that's,
have.
Half an hour.
So.
No, but that's not numbers. So
on the bottom right.
Oh, is it? So we just secured a contract with.
I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roast you right here.
Okay.
How many EVs Trucker has, guys?
How many what?
EVs Trucker has.
0. Yeah, I mean, good point. I was trying to figure out what.
I'm sorry, man. Like, Trucker is not really the greenest company in the world, you know?
Because you guys don't know the plan.
But what did they actually do, Trucker?
Well, it didn't come in the pitch.
Middle East, North Africa.
I know where they are.
Yeah.
But how is that linked to you? Do they have EV trucks?
Yeah,
They are about to get their first batch of EV trucks in June. And by next year, 2025, they're going to have 400 EVs.
So to answer your question, no traction. Thank you. He's asking about traction, right? Yeah. There is no traction. There is potential.
If he has if it's a contract, it's signed. Do you have a
It is
contract?
signed, yes.
Okay, he has a signed contract. That's an action.
You can have a contract for $1 billion, but I mean, if you don't.
It's something. It's a step
60
towards it.
60 million.
70 plus. That's
60
actually
$60
cheap.
million bucks evaluation.
Don't you think?
I'm guessing that. Is this your first investment? Is this seed?
Yes.
This is seed. Okay, so yeah.
And as an advice, friendly advice, I love mustard. I really love mustard. I really do.
You guys, you're missing somebody there.
I don't care. I'm gonna say what I have to say. I really love mustard, okay? But honestly, the region doesn't have a lot of companies trying to do things in your area, so the barrier is set very low. So don't start with it from the first line. You want to put the logo on the cover, do it. It's not indicative of anything.
It's not that. It's you mentioned the name, which again is synonym with EV and stability. But what do they bring you? Just the fact you're located there. What's the actual value position for you being another?
Sure. So if you guys, I'm sure you guys all followed up. The
Okay,
news.
now give the whole response to everything. You got 1 minute.
All right, so first I'm going to respond to you. You mentioned that, yeah, batteries and all that. We are off-grid. We are off-grid. We do not rely on DEWA's battery. We actually save substation capacity. DEWA will be so happy with us because, guess what? Fun fact for you, JBR, if anybody lives in JBR, no more personal chargers by DEWA. You go there, you apply for it, they'll decline you. Where are you going to charge your EV? How are you going to save the environment?
MOE!
Huh? And guess what? All the EV Teslas that are coming, limousine companies, they're banned to go to malls to charge their EVs.
Yeah,
they are.
They're not allowed to.
They're not allowed. So who's going to charge them? Thank you.
Do you think the answer to
It's okay, time's up.
Time's up. You can sidebar it.
Yes.
Okay. Roast aside. I love what you're doing, okay? But, what he said, honestly, nobody at 20, man.
Huh?
Nobody at 20. Create that barrier. That's all my only advice, daily.
Okay, thank you.
You know, the only thing that kept me from buying an EV is that, and you have an EV and you know how it
You
sucks.
don't need to. No, because you charge
You
at
have,
home.
you have a garage that you plug
Yeah,
into?
of course.
Exactly, I don't. I live in an apartment. I'm a peasant.
Well, they were.
I hate them all. So, you want to sign the stuff? You can go ahead while we're connecting. Are you upset with us now? Are you upset with us? He's very upset, guys. Come on.
Is this the roast time?
Not yet. Last roast.
AI, whether it's going to help us or going to collapse the world. What do you think? It's not going to go anywhere? Are you kidding? There's two sides. One is
What side are you?
optimism or fear, and
What are you?
enlightened and fear.
Enlightened?
Yeah, and I'm on the fear side because in my mind, being fearful is enlightened. So, let's see.
I will.
No, it's okay. What? Why not?
Smile.
Hello.
Hello.
Where is the people on
You
there?
guys know why we do the roast? Do you know why we do the roast?
Why?
Because people are too nice. Because we need to practice to get feedback, you know?
That was
Yeah, because the culture in the Middle East, generally speaking, is all about being complimentary and nice. We're all nice. So somebody has ugly kids, we will never tell them they have ugly kids, you know? We should, sometimes. It helps. It gives the ground truth, you know?
Well, you brought the cups in?
Huh?
You went too hard.
But in reality, they told this feedback only on the closed rooms, let's say. VCs, you're sitting with them and they talk product is.
Yeah. No, they don't tell you anything. Tell you we'll come back to you.
Okay, settle down. We're starting again. Last one.
Not. Also, we have.
Last one.
Hello.
What last one?
And he's got his team online with him.
One more. Jamil.
That's not the last one.
Oh.
Yes.
Now you're on.
Something.
Okay. So, come on guys, let's have a seat, please. Oh, you did also switch, no? Oh, we have two more. Huh? Oh, just them. Okay, you with them? Oh, okay. Oh, big group to roast.
Prepare yourself.
Okay. This is also a big group, but I have never tried virtually before, so. Abbas and Hatem. Hi guys.
Hi. It's easier to roast us here, we can just move the camera.
Somebody being yellow.
All right. Thank you for the opportunity. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ala. I'm joined by my two co-founders, Hatem from Amman and Abbas from Beirut. And we are here to pitch VCT that is revolutionizing human digital twins. Hatem, floor is yours.
Trying to solve the big problem that faces construction. Most construction projects are unsuccessful. The rate is 66% failure in these projects, hitting their cost, time, and schedule, time and quality. By default, construction has the highest fatalities and even the highest rate of fatalities. The clients are understanding that there's an issue. They're trying to comply. They're trying to add regulations to make construction sites more safe, more productive, and they want more visibility into their projects. Thanks. So our solution is two-part. We've developed a gateway, an IoT gateway that includes a long range of sensors. The device is patented, and we can measure their physical, their location, GPS. And the second part is an intelligent platform that can analyze this data. Next. So the device, like I said, it's patented. We can measure the temperature. This is installed on any helmet, any worker with a helmet. We put the device on the helmet. No wires, no watches, no phone to tether. It's solar powered. You never have to charge it. It can measure their oxygen levels, heart rate, temperature. We're developing new sensors for thermal sensing to measure their stress levels. It includes an SOS button, a speaker for mass notification, and both indoor and outdoor GPS, a very accurate gyroscope that can actually detect a cough and sneeze. And we've included other features like NFC to connect with nearby devices. And like I said, the patent was actually granted last month.
Super, thanks Hatem. And then now you have tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, probably millions of helmets connected and measuring data every second, every minute, every hour. What do you do with this data? We're not just collecting data for the sake of data, but to extract insights out of it. So that's why we're building this intelligent data platform that will gather all this data and extract insights out of them. Our business model will move as fast as our phases of the software. So phase one, Mr. Client, you have 10,000 helmets in 5 different sites. Here's a visualization that you can see every second of every day, and you can get flags and alarms. Phase two, Mr. Client, by the way, you can also pay us this much extra per month per helmet, and we will give you intelligent analytics insights based on hindsight, based on analysis of the history. Phase number 3, oh, by the way, not only your 10,000 helmets in your 5 sites, but we collected data from 1,000 sites with 5 million helmets, and we extracted much more data. And now if you pay us X extra, we will sell you back these intelligent insights. And phase 4, we will start applying some machine learning to get you some predictive analytics. Our business model will grow with this. Currently, we're only making money out of the hardware. It cost us $100 to manufacture, we're selling it for $200. We want to migrate to a SaaS model where the subscription of the software and the analytics is making more than 60-70% of our revenue, and 30% is only the hardware. And this is how we plan to do it. Abbas?
Our market. So to make it easy, every single helmet is our market. Where are these helmets? construction. There is more than 200 million workers worldwide in construction. In Saudi Arabia and UAE alone, there's more than 4 million workers in construction. Another industry, which is mining, we already showed interest. There's around 20 million, and other industries like oil and gas. This picture is actually from the control center in Aramco, where we have our installation, our first installation in Aramco, which is the picture from. And we have other industries, I will not go through them.
So we've, the first order was with Aramco. This was installed last month, and apologies, in January. We're expecting another order for about 1,700 helmets for one of the other projects. They have 12 projects lined up. Why? The product has been approved by Aramco, and not just Aramco. We've had discussions with NEOM, Red Sea Global, NEOM working on a pilot. They have about 450,000 workers. Looking at the market, if you go back one slide.
We don't have time. He's interrupting us. Abbas, please go to the forecast.
So financials, everyone usually waiting for it. Year one, we're looking to establish our main office in Saudi Arabia and UAE, where we're gonna work on our pipeline and on our big accounts like NEO, like Aleksei, like Ahoy. Year two, with our being the first in the market, with our unique solution and our team, we're looking to close some of these deals. That's why we will have a significant up in the revenue. Year three, we will shift the revenue from hardware heavy to software heavy, where we have more than 50% from the revenue from the software year three. Year 4 and 5, we keep on going with the software and analytics, and we will penetrate new markets and new industries like mining and like others. What we are here for, we're here looking for funding, 2.3 million to help us in the software development, in the R&D, which we currently have some technologies in R&D, and for sure operate our office in UAE and so on.
So why invest in us? For 3 reasons. Number 1, we combine the technology expertise that we bring to the market with the subject matter expertise of healthcare individuals who worked for 25 years. 2, we believe the future is monetizing data, and that's our business plan. 3, we intend to pivot to migrate to SaaS version and get 70 to 80% of our revenue out of SaaS. Thank you, and I hope you could invest in the Larisa team.
Thank you. 2 people, 2 rosters, 2. Who else? Hands. Anyone? Okay, you come. That's it. Only 2 people. I mean, pretty impressive, especially that Aramco has it. But they invested in another company that does the same thing exactly. What's the company called? Hold on. This is Wakecap. Thank you.
So Wakecap is way different. GPS only. Does not have any health parameters at all, and it's only indoors, so they use beacons. We use true GPS, and we have the healthcare monitor.
Well, beacon and GPS, this is not a fair comparison. It's like saying tomato and potato.
Right.
Come on.
They do beacons, we do both.
20 health KPIs, not only location. 20 health KPIs, heart rate, breathing.
Wakecap is doing the same, guys. So that's number 1. Number 2, they are actually, and we can actually have somebody tell you about it if you want. So the other thing, I'm not saying Wakecap is better than you. I'm just saying that Aramco already invested in them. All it takes is one department tell another department that, oops, don't buy this, buy the one we invested in. So that's all it takes. Number 2, you said intelligent data platform. Love the pie chart, by the way. My Microsoft PowerPoint 1995 did the same, but it doesn't say how intelligent. So honestly, I think that the platform, especially if you're saying that your SaaS will take 60% of the revenue, like, come on. Plus, you started with all this blah, blah, blah about digital twin and blah, blah. And it's IoT and I don't know, it's all over the place. Honestly, guys, just a little bit less on the buzzwords. Like, you don't have to cram everything here, okay? So just do what you want. Say, this is our vision, this is our product. Don't just use fancy words. There is no digital twin here. Just because you integrated Google Maps API doesn't make it really digital twin.
Look, I saw some heat maps about construction, right? When you have view from the top and you make this heat map. That's presumed that you have precise location of the people, and as I understood, you rely on GPS in geolocation, but GPS is triangulation, and with the changing of the story, your triangulation take the data because it's shown on the ground level. So it means if you will be on the 50th level, your GPS will be somewhere outside of the building. So it will not be say people will be on the every level and they will cover each self, right? And there's no point of the data because you need to know what happened on each single level. That's the data that you really need, right? Because as it will be mixed as a salad.
Yeah.
It's
No, we're covering the construction site.
Can we answer? Or, I mean, we use both beacons in the building. We can tell you which floor you're on. If you leave the building, we use the GPS. So this is important for pipeline projects. So both indoor and outdoor.
Beacons.
If you're in the building, we're using the beacons. We can't detect the beacon, we go to the satellite.
I see. So you put beacons on each single level.
Well, depending on how accurate you want the data. So the wake cap is only beacons, only GPS. So GPS or only location, no healthcare at all, no health monitoring whatsoever. We can detect the cough and sneeze. We can detect the temperature, the
If it will be on the
accurate
50th level, where will be on the GPS on the map?
I'm sorry?
If I will be on the 50th level of the building, where GPS will show me?
So this is where we're going to be showing different, it's going to be sliced. And one of the tools that we're using, hologram tables, to show that. So we can actually present it, and this is what we're doing at Aramco, with this project, where we're showing in 3D. And this is not where they are. This is their heat map of energy, how much work they're doing. This is based on their calories, and we actually have a different separate pattern for measuring productivity from energy. Why? Because it's all man hours so far. No, there's a difference. Who's performing the work, you can actually detect. You have 50 painters waiting for the drywall to finish to start their work. They're doing nothing. You can detect if they're working or not.
A question about these. Are these all like helmet technologies? Is that what you have here?
Some of them are helmet technologies, others are software. Our focus is really multi-parameter to get to that digital twin platform and group management. We're partnering with SAMI, the Saudi military company. They've been using wristbands. Now they're dropping that. A lot of problems with wristbands. Imagine charging 450,000 watches every day. Lifetime of these batteries 8 hours. Wake up, you're giving me a single parameter. You're giving me GPS or location. There are companies that provide location with some parameters, but nothing close to what we do. And this is why we have that patent for it.
So I guess the question would be around how many of these things could be are being done by charging. How many you said? 800 watches every day. In my mind, that sounds really easy. You just tell everyone to go home and charge their watch, and they come back with a charged watch and just make it part of a work requirement. So I guess I'd be curious how much of this could be you folks are doing some really cool stuff around aggregating that, but I wonder how much of this are things that are happening through much simpler, much more widely available consumer tech. And then you don't actually have to deal with a lot of the tech and have super advanced helmets. Could you really dramatically bring down the cost of the tech by using things that are already widely available? And then have you be sort of the aggregator of the data platform, softwareize what you're doing, and remove a lot of the cost from the hardware?
Yeah. So the hardware itself, first of all, these workers, they don't have each one of them a socket to charge their smartwatch or their wearable when they go home. They don't go home. They go to a labor accommodations on the site, right? And when we talk about the hardware, we're not selling the helmet. We're selling the box that fits on the standard size helmet. It's already $100 cost. We're sure we could drive it down industrial wise.
Let's just continue. So can you go back to the problem?
Okay.
Very first slide.
Yeah.
Okay. Where did you get this data that most construction projects are unsuccessful?
Oh, for McKinsey.
So there was a survey of 1,000 projects, By industry, we have a slide for that. The worst is the infrastructure projects. Mining is doing probably better than the others, and this is hitting all the quality, cost, and schedule.
Okay, so I worked alongside with the construction projects, thousands of them. Going by this,
yes,
you should be having more unbuilt buildings.
Yes. No, when we say fail, we mean much more beyond time, much more beyond cost.
No,
we don't mean.
So it doesn't meet the milestone. Doesn't meet the milestone of cost or time impact.
If
So
it's not
you can
delivered in
the
3
time or
years
it-
as $1 billion and you deliver in 6 years and $5 billion, this is failure.
Okay, that's
That'll be a project that was finished on time.
Okay. The second thing is that I don't understand how would you put this technology for tunneling, bridges, or anything which is subsurface.
Anybody with a helmet, solar powered, GPS, LoRa, which is a long range, we can cover up to 5 kilometers radius.
How do you do it for
You
tunneling?
can put the antenna on a truck. You have a utility company, the antenna's on a truck. Firefighters, put that antenna on the fire truck.
So are you asking about the penetration of the wave itself? We're using LoRa, long range technology, and LoRa is it's a low frequency that can actually go reasonably underground. It will not go 10 floors underground, but it will reasonably go underground. It's also used for mines in Australia and in South Africa. They use LoRa technology with some strategically planted repeaters inside the mines. So it's very low.
Exactly.
I think, why are you laughing? So, there's this thing in India, they say LORA, and they never say the word. But I'm not going to say why. Yeah, but so, I don't know, like, if we go to another data, honestly, you'll see that digital twins fail more than construction projects, so please remove that, guys. It's not a human digital twin as well. You don't have a digital twin of a human. It's a misleading term, honestly, in my opinion. It's your decision if you want to keep it. Just my personal opinion. Guys, thank you so much for the presentation. It's very professional, by the way. And wish you all the best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. Thank you so much.
Okay, we're gonna start with the last group, and then we go to the debate.
Да, просто стой.
Быстро. Пожалуйста.
I will film.
Ah. Sergey will film on your behalf.
No.
By the way, guys, the whole idea about the pitch roast is that you criticize with a bit of comedy, you criticize someone. It's roasting, you're cooking someone. It's not Q&A fucking time. Like, please, I'm begging you. The whole idea is to pass on the most harsh criticism, okay? If you want to make it funny, do it. If you cannot make it funny because you have a bad sense of humor like me, then that's fine, let's do it. But the idea is not to do Q&A. The idea here is to give eye-opening feedback that the receiver can make constructive. That's the whole idea. So, when anybody goes outside raising funds and pitching, you meet everybody. So your funniest, actually the most ridiculous thing you can say is a genuine thought for someone else. Maybe to me it doesn't sound very serious when I'm saying it to them, but trust me, there is somebody with a level of thinking that this is my honest feedback to someone. So it never hurts. And we have to all be sports. Be good sports actually, to take this kind of, No? Okay, you can borrow, he left. He got upset and left. We roasted him too hard. We need a USB-C thingy, MacBook thingy, something thingy.
Thank you.
Anyone traveling for Eid? Yeah? Guys, he has money. Angel investor here. 10K ticket? 10K. Go. 10 minutes. 5.
You forgot the lion.
Okay. Hello guys, my name is Michael Rashid. I know it's a bit strange name, Michael and Rashid together. I will tell you after this how Michael and Rashid come together. But actually, like as you see in the video, we are having like some transformation journey. It's something strange than the things we have been listening to from the whole day. So, and I think that you have some of overwhelmed because of a lot of data we have been listening to. So I will encourage you at the beginning to have like a breathe in and breathe out with me, a mindful breathe in. Okay, so just to relax or just to have like you know, some stretching. Okay, so let's do breathe in together before we start, like for refreshment. Okay.
2.5 minutes left.
Okay. Let's go. It won't hurt. Okay. Breathe in and breathe out. Okay. So today we are not talking about something tech, or we are not talking about something that is like we have seen, but we are talking about something that we all need, which is branding, and personal brand. See, from the people inside this room, I can see like three kinds of people. There are investors, okay, maybe who are trying to have more credit to be with the other people who have, or need to have like more fame, or need to have more like credibility. And there are some entrepreneurs who have like a value in their own projects, like we have seen, and this value needs to be harnessed somehow, but maybe they are not making care of how they are doing this value. And there are some employees who are making like a good job in their actual work, or they are making like hard work or commitment or something like this. And suddenly you find that other person maybe in your company, he got promoted or he got like a new level, and you still that you are the hard worker, or you are doing that much, you are not getting this. Actually, we call this, or not we, but John Maxwell, in his book Talent Is Never Enough, is calling this people are the eggs who found themselves in the earth, and they are wanted to be like the eagles, not the chicken. So actually, each of us has like an eagle inside of them, okay? And this eagle needs to be evolved. But in order to be involved, we use branding. You find yourself actually, if we are talking about branding, you will see that you have been dealing with a lot of agencies that's doing something like podcast, or something like maybe website, or LinkedIn optimization, or maybe PR, or maybe Reels, or maybe TikTok. Maybe you have done this actually. And maybe a lot of you have done this because you know how it's important to do this. But the idea is here that if you are doing this, without knowing who are we, or without having a system, all of this will be nothing. It's just like you are trying to be the eagle, and you are trying to climb the tree every time you are trying to climb this tree, and every time you fall down, and because you don't have like a room to go, or you don't know how to do it actually in the first place. So that's where are we coming. Okay. We are something called branded. It's like a new concept. What is this new concept in like 3 words? It's a branding with coaching, with training, with something we can call personal system mapping, in order to have like more value, in order to make your value actually be more existent, but without actually doing it in the wrong way. Why is this so important? Because every leader in this world, actually every leader we have seen so far, whatever the leaders you are thinking in, has this in their systems. For example, Bill Gates had Bill Campbell. For example, we can say that Alexander the Great also had Aristotle. And before this was Plato, and before this was Socrates. And there is like a lot of people actually who need this, who need to have like a system, but they don't know how to start this system. We are just copying from each other. We are just copying from each other, and that's why we are in the same area. So what are we doing again? We are doing a system. This system is a closed system. Start of the idea of awareness of what we are, or what are we doing, going to the idea of execution and quality, and having like multiple layers in order to execute different things based on our identity. Okay? So why we believe that this might work? Actually, the only guarantee here, it will be on the team itself. The team itself. Starting with me, I'm Michael Rashid. If you are Google, we have.
No, you are 1.5 minutes out of your head.
What? Oh my god. Okay. So again, okay, in a nutshell, just read it. 30 minutes.
Well, we know half of them, so it's okay.
Okay, half the people. Okay. I'm a content creator. I'm a podcaster also, and I have my own show here in Dubai, in TV, national TV channel, and I have also my own show. It's called Michael Rashid. You can search it. Okay, and we have Raj, which is the oldest of us. He is like 20 years sales and marketing, and we are trying to customize these solutions for people. We are trying to customize this for people, just like this. If you want to know more, or if you want to know how this system works, I suggest that you can scan this QR code, and we can talk to this. And lastly.
Michael, can you bring the mic?
Help me. So help us help you.
Show me the money.
Maybe, yeah.
So basically, I'm not going to get half naked and ask you to help me. You know? So that's number one. Number two, what was that video at the beginning, guys? That is post advertising. And if you're gonna do my branding, no, I'm sorry, you guys, no. Who wants to roast them? Come on.
Do it.
Come on, who wants to roast?
Who has the 100 years of experience?
Me? I'm 130.
It's not Q&A, I'm sorry. Roast. You a roast? Oh, I know. Okay. Come on. Come on. Yeah. You roast.
No, I don't really have much to say, but I mean, I really don't need this mic, but
do it.
I'm a marketer. Been a marketer for like 15 years. I've been CMO of several companies. I don't really understand what you do. I really don't understand what you do. I'm interested. Maybe I may be a customer. Maybe my team may use your services, but I just don't really know what you do. Okay. So maybe elevator pitch.
Honestly,
Give me like an elevator
I think at the
pitch.
beginning, guys,
2 minutes.
that was completely out of
Not 2
place.
minutes, like 20
I mean, I'm saying that, is it maybe an energy company? No, there's a lot of skills. It's a material company. And then, okay, then they open the presentation and says personal branding. I'm like, okay. That is false advertising, by the way. You teased me.
You know what, on the beginning, once I saw that video, I realized that you are really the very good company who can destroy everything around. Like you are smashing it, you are firing it, everything, and now you are done. Yes, give me your idea, I will smash it, I will take it into the fire. And then I saw, okay, you are creating the brand. Actually, all your 100-year information, what you have, guys, you get from the last maximum 3 years. Because all the strategy comes over the last 3 years. People get finally this, understand that for the creating brand, you have a website. For creating brand, you have that boring stuff. But to be frank with me, you, I can tell you, I get created as a brand or as a persona or as a person who they recognize as a public person, or just probably come up on the stage and speak and someone love me. It means I can never achieve my goals if I will all time long hire the persons and they will say, yes, this is the brand, you have to follow. And it's very hard. I mean, it has to have some fire inside, and only of the recognition people really realizing you're the real person want to follow or not. This is only one thing in our life, it works. And the second thing, why I cannot believe you, because if you are the brand maker, it means at least you are brand owners, and I have to just, once you appear, I need to follow you. But I realize that you want the money from me because I already get paid with my brand, maybe I would like to elevate a little bit more, you want to make more money. That's it, what I saw.
Okay. Honestly, before you go, like, personal branding to me, I cannot respect someone that doesn't have authenticity in their personal brand. And the video at the beginning, this is why I call it false advertising. It just, how can you help me be authentic in public? If that was not honest, I mean, come on, that was really false advertising.
Yeah, so they're creating brands. I didn't see a logo.
So, yeah, there's no logo. They're not working on their own brand. Did you see, guys, any brand colors here?
I was thinking black and white.
Black and white.
Black and white.
Right. So,
I don't know.
yes.
Yeah, something I didn't see.
A lot of media companies actually do black and white. I think that's fine, honestly. But
How do I remember that?
how do you remember that? That video at the beginning. Okay, so anybody else? Anything more?
I'm actually...
Okay, now you get to respond. You get 1 minute.
Thank you for all these comments. By the way, this was the real objective of this. Okay, so in a quick, what time I have? 1 minute? 3 questions?
1 minute.
1 minute and a half. Okay. So.
Did you notice when he said I will say it in 3 words and he went with 2 paragraphs? Man, 1 minute.
Okay. So first of all, in order to actually meet these 3 questions, what is branding? You know, all of you know that branding is when you have an actual value and we have something called perceived value, right? So when your perceived value is higher than your actual value, this gap, when it's higher, you can actually make more of this brand. For example, Apple, if you are talking about Apple branding, it's perceived value more than the actual value you get. And that's why we are buying that. That's what happened in the first video. You had a perceived value, right? Before the actual value. And you have a lot of ideas about this. And that was the idea about the first value. The first video. That's number 1. Number 2, if there is anyone here who knows about marketing and branding and so on, it's not like solution fits all, right? Can I make like you and Jamil have the same show together? Maybe you are different than Jamil.
Yeah, we're very different.
Yeah. So
Same number of eyes.
we can say that I have like this structured way of doing branding and marketing. That's why people didn't have an idea of, okay, what are you doing exactly? We are doing the system. We are doing the system. So system is different. System is different from the idea of how to do it. Okay, this is number 2. Number 3, and that was a good idea. I was waiting for someone actually who asked us about the real questions. What did you do before?
It's not Q&A, it's a pitch roast.
Who are you? Exactly. But maybe if you have some case studies, or maybe if you have someone who has actually used this, and it was good. Because we didn't ask, by the way, for an ask. We didn't ask for fun, right? So we were here just speaking about ourselves and our new way of branding, right? So yes, we have some case studies for different people in different countries that proves that this system is working. But can I just show this system in just this minute? That will be like a different.
Why are you better than any of the million branding agencies out there? Like, go to
Nice.
Manhattan.
Nice.
There's like a million branding agencies.
Nice.
Are you like a better subject matter expert than all these guys out in Manhattan? Like,
No.
what differentiates you? What are your differentiators?
No, yeah. The differentiation will be again in the team, because the team comes from different backgrounds. For example, I came myself from coaching. I am International Coach Federation certified coach, not just certified coach, and also certified mentor. Okay, so we do coaching, like executive coaching for companies. And one of the main problems of the branding and marketing, people in their actually business, they don't know how to start. For example, I want to be investor. Maybe I want to be investor if I wanted to talk about coach. Maybe I want to be investor because I just lacking something in my life, or just I lacking something that I need to have like more kind of achievement, but I don't know what kind of achievement exactly I need to do. And in marketing agencies or in branding agencies, like you said, agencies are not all of agencies, of course. I'm not saying that our job is like the uniqueness one. I didn't say this, but it's unique in the way it identifies where are you, or where do you want to go, or what the available options you have, and let's think out of this and get out of this something. For example, I'll tell you a little point. If you are a customer and you come to us, the first thing that we will do to you is something we can call Clifton Strengths Test. What is Clifton Strengths Test? It's a strengths test to see what kind of a brand you as a person are. And I will define you into four categories. Either if you are a team player, or either if you are an influencer, or either if you are a strategic analytical, or either if you are the one who has a lot of relationship, or can do a lot of relationship. And from these points, I will build the brand upon this. So tell me this, how many branding companies are doing this? I'm not saying that we are the uniqueness one, but I'm saying that we are different from others.
Yeah, I want to learn more.
Okay, so you can just
yeah,
yes, you just can scan this. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
So, for the debate, we have this guy. He's gonna make you fight each other. No, I'm joking. But I want to welcome everybody who comes here for the first time, especially the guys who left after they get roasted. So, Adil, with the debate.
Thank you so much, Jamil. Thank you, everybody. And first of all, I hope you guys actually liked the fish roasting session. So I hope you guys have actually got warmed up. This is basically a first-time thing that we're trying to start over here, is to set up a vocational skills among the entrepreneurs and founders here within the technology and innovation space. So right now, we have about a debate that I have actually put it out in the group as well. And in the first topic that we've searched is how AI is able to leverage startups and be able to compete with the giants. So I've got about two camps for that, enlightened and frightened. So people who basically feel are enlightened with this proposition and would like to basically share their. Please have a come and session over it. Ala, can you? Great. Please give it a round of applause to the Ala over here. Anybody who is frightened about the proposition? You are frightened with the proposition for AI coming up in the AI startup space or giant companies? Anybody? All right.
Anybody scared of AI?
This is basically an interesting place because we were discussing about this thing and then this region.
Very scared.
Or maybe not frightened in a sense, but perhaps have risks or have some, doubts about it or something to express. Great. Give it a round of big applause to your name, sir? Mike. Great. And Ala over here. So in the beginning, how does it work is basically we're going to have the debaters for about 60 seconds to basically present your case, and then we'll have a discussion, and we'll also then have audiences to basically raise questions. But in the beginning, let us first, I think, reading from the crowd, let's have it a show of hands. How many of you basically feel enlightened that AI within the startup ecosystem is going to take giants, like big companies, to talk? Raise your hands. Okay. And how many of you feel it's too much of an ask? Okay. So Mike, you have a lot to basically debate over here. So let me just give it a mic to Ahmed.
Thank you, Ali. Thank you for this opportunity. I am a techno-optimist in general, but when it comes to AI in particular, I do believe that it has the ability to level the playing field and allow, Davids to go up against Goliath. Some smaller and less meaningful example could be the 10-fold or 100-fold increase in productivity that you can have on a day-to-day basis just as a person. If you want to create something or analyze something or produce something, branding, a photo on Midjourney, text, anything. But if you want to go to the extreme end of the spectrum, my go-to example would be OpenAI as a startup going against the behemoth Google in the AI world, right? In the way I see it and I read is that Google were the ones who actually came up with this technology that changed the world, the transformer technology. In 2017, attention is all you need came out of Google Labs. And everything in the world of AI has before transformer and after transformer, before this technology and after this technology.
10 seconds.
Yes. Google decided to do it themselves. They're too big, they're too slow. Microsoft decided to invest in small startups. One of them was called OpenAI. It changed the world. It beat Google. Google is still trying to catch up. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes, Mike.
Okay.
Yeah, for 1 minute.
Yeah. So yeah, you're right that a lot of tasks has been automated, a lot of things have been very simpler. But when we talk about enterprise level, right? When you talk about scaling the AI products, how do you deal with the privacy? Right now, you might enter something in ChatGPT and ask them to summarize it, but you are opening your data to the internet. So next time someone asks about it, ChatGPT has the data because you gave it, right? So the problem with this is when big companies want to get onto this train, and leverage the AI, they have two options maybe. Either they, give the data out to internet, open AIs, or they build their own models in-house, infrastructure, and that's costly. That's very costly. Yeah, you need a lot of TPUs and a lot of developers who can then, train your model and all. So I don't think that it will hugely transform the market, traditional market, the things that have been already set up by companies like IBM or Oracle or something like that. Yeah, but new things like where data is not that much important, it can be used. That's my take. The privacy, yeah.
Thank you so much. So we also have a gentleman over here who basically also came up to express the frightening element around it. It is to enlightenment though. Could you basically share your 2 cents to the crowd so we can basically have an interesting debate?
Sorry, I missed some of the earlier comments. I was in some interesting discussions outside. I mean, part of me kind of wants to ask the cliff notes of what I missed, but I'll just, I guess, spit out. I think AI is fascinating and has incredible potential for positive things, except that it also gives wonderful superpowers to people who are very bad and have very negative intentions, very harmful intentions in this world. And we're putting it in the responsibility of companies who have thus far demonstrated that they care very little about our human progress and human well-being. I mean, in terms of some of the stuff that, so AI has been around for a while, and a lot of the stuff that already has demonstrated negative impacts, we've seen like increases in mental health problems of young people and addiction to social media, and all of that is using very early AI. And so then we're giving a lot of these big companies more of those superpowers to basically play around with our brains. while the regulation side is very far behind. And the part that I find very surprising is there's been a lot of advocacy saying there should be less regulation. While, like, in my mind, this is kind of like saying, okay, all of these things we think of, infectious diseases, the viruses that could be used for biological warfare or nuclear weapons, or how to make all sorts of explosives, etc. Let's just publish that, put it in everyone else's hands, and then just assume that we're going to do good stuff. And you can do some good things with that. Just by chance, I don't know why, I was on the website of the Nobel Peace Prize today. Do you folks know what Nobel actually made all his money in and has most of his patents around? Dynamite, explosives, rockets, bullets, etc. Like the guy who is known for like the Nobel Peace Prize, basically has facilitated the massive slaughter of hundreds of millions of people through his inventions. And we're basically saying, like, all of that stuff, let's give more of those superpowers to people who have very harmful negative intentions in this world. Now, the last thing is, that I think is very interesting about this that I'll just share is, there are a lot of interesting fragments happening now in our communities and society. And some of the really interesting stuff that I've been observing around is like this dismantling of trust and community. And AI is very much, it's already been, the last few decades, has been a key component of why there's a disintegration of trust and community in the world. Now granted, most of my knowledge around this is around the US. I'm Lebanese and American, and I follow news from Lebanon and the Middle East, and then also the US. So I don't know exactly how this is happening in other parts of the world. Although I have heard about some crazy stories about how WhatsApp and Facebook have been used to spread massive, crazy misinformation campaigns in other countries. 10 seconds? Okay, so in my mind, like, we should have a lot of fear around what these things are happening, and there should be substantially more regulation, and especially around responsibility for these companies that are developing this stuff, to say, like, hey, you're developing it, you're responsible for what is released, using your tools, etc. And there needs to be also a lot more regulation about how these things are used. And there needs to be also, on the human side, that's all of us, massively more investment around doing good things with it. Not doing stuff that's value neutral or values negative, since I see a lot of startups that are basically getting super excited about putting more and more people out of work. In Silicon Valley and much of the world, we get hyper excited about this word disruption, disruptive innovation. Well, actually what that means is it's innovation that is disrupting the lives of people around the world, their livelihoods, their stability, them having a stable paycheck, etc., etc. But I think what we need way more of is constructive innovation, is stability enhancing, well-being enhancing innovation, not this obsession with disruptive innovation. And so that comes to all of us people as well. What are we going to do with this stuff? So good luck to all of us. My name is Munir.
Thank you, Munir. Well, Munir's two takes about the fighting element. How many have you actually changed your mind from that? So let's do another poll. How many of you are still enlightened with AI? Raise your hands.
Enlightened?
Yeah.
Wait, can you be both?
I mean, let's pick up the camp right now.
Okay, here, let me throw this out as maybe something that we can vote on. So I am a hyper optimist. I believe that we can do incredible, incredible things in this world. Climate change, we can solve it. Conflict in like the situation in Palestine and Israel and the Levant, etc. 100% it's possible that we can all live in peace in that part of the world. Any crazy challenge, 100% we can do it. The question is, will we do what we need to do to actually do them? So that's where I see this aspect of like fear and enlightenment. I am very afraid of what will likely happen with AI, because I don't think that we will likely do what we should do to get all of the amazing stuff from AI. So that's where I think of like enlightened or not. Enlightened, it's about the potential, yes. Enlightened about the current likelihood considering the state of affairs today, Me? No.
Oh. So, I mean, how, with that proposition in mind, how many of you guys are still think you guys are basically frightened with the entire tool of AI, especially within the startups ecosystem? Raise your hands.
Afraid?
Yeah, like Munir mentioned about it, the concept of frightened element, that there isn't always, there is always two sides of the coin, right? But which part of it is basically more visible within the concept of AI, incorporating in startups, as you mentioned about, there are elements of regulatory aspects, ethical aspects, being able to sort of work around its positive elements rather than its negative. So with that in mind, let's basically ask Ala to rebuttal the frightened element.
All right, so there are too much to unpack here because our colleague mentioned at least 2 points, and then our other colleague at least 2. So your points, if I remember correctly, were privacy and were cost. When you said privacy, the solution to privacy is twofold. It's regulations, which more and more countries are starting to put heavy regulations on feeding data to AI. The EU started, others will follow. And there are the alternatives. You don't have, if you want to deploy AI and Gen AI for your company, you don't have, it's a false thing to say your only choices are sending your data to Microsoft or to Google, or to Amazon with Claude. You go to Hugging Face and you find 300,000 open source models that you can test and you can download for free on-prem. Okay? Yes, training AI takes a lot of thousands of GPUs, but fine-tuning does not. And inference does not. You can run enterprise AI with a very, very reasonable server infrastructure. So this guarantees your data privacy. Your second point was the problem of cost. Yes, training the first ChatGPT 3 costed 6,000, or Llama 2, 6,000 GPUs and 6 weeks. But Databricks finished training their own model 5 days ago, and it costed $10 million. That's a 10x decrease just in less than 18 months. The training cost will keep going down, the inference cost will keep going down, and then it will be more democratized. Not only the people backed by Microsoft, the $1 trillion company, but people like Databricks, who is, yes, not a small startup like us, but still a startup. Let me try to answer Munir. I mean, you said we can't keep giving these people the power. We're not giving them anything. The power is there, okay? We can't do anything to prevent them from taking it. What we can do is make sure that everybody else gets it. Again, go to Hugging Face. 300,000 models that are available for me and you to download today and fine-tune and go compete with the giants, okay, with few talented data scientists. So when you talk about the power, you remind me about the nuclear power in particular. It's a shame that nuclear power, just because of Fukushima and Chernobyl, got this many uninformed bad publicity. Nuclear power could give us the cleanest power that we have for this planet if we handle it properly. Kill the fossil fuels, million times better than solar and wind, but it can also be used to kill 700,000 people in Hiroshima. It could be used for good, it could be used for power. It is intrinsically not good, intrinsically not bad. So we will do the same for AI. It could be that the nuclear power could be used to destroy cities, could be used to empower us as green energy forever.
Thank you so much for that. Just to basically give a little bit insight to the audience over here, I don't know how many of you have seen Elon Musk's recent interview for the New York Times last year. He basically said one interesting quote. He said that AI could be much more dangerous than nuclear weapons. And even though he basically was exploring around, obviously he himself has invested back in, 5-6 years ago in OpenAI. He has also launched his own xAI. But the fact is that the technology itself needs to be managed and controlled. And like you talked about, nuclear technology and nuclear are, you know, we have a lot of regulatory environment around that. And so have that sing in your minds and think about questions around how can we be able to engage. If you're all enlightened about it, there are other aspects of it as well, how we can basically make the level playing field. I would like you to rebuttal if you want to, actually.
Okay. So nuclear, right? We had to fight World War II to get it contained, right? A lot of people died first. Then we thought, oh, we need to contain it somehow, and that's the point. AI right now. So in general sense, when people think of AI, they think, oh, I can put something and I can get something, right? That's ChatGPT. That's OpenAI. But when we talk about actual use of it, you said like go to Hugging Face, download a model, train it. But that's something like you show them the Mercedes, give them tools, and they're building cycle. Right? You know the difference between OpenAI and the Hugging Face models, how long it will take them to reach to that level of sophistication, right? And the cost. So there is no point of saying that it's cost effective. It's not. But they have trillions and trillions of maybe money, a lot of GPUs and everything. And if you want to get that kind of results, accuracy, you will need that kind of power ultimately. So you don't have any choice actually. If you want to have something like OpenAI, something like that maybe, then you will either you are building that infrastructure or you are giving them data. So I don't think that you will get the same result by building your own model, which you see might be, which you see on OpenAI. If you will put something on OpenAI. That's one, and the privacy thing, right? So apart from privacy, I would like to raise another point, is human intelligence. Okay. Nowadays, like let's say before 10 years, value of content writer was very high. Okay. Now what the teenagers and everyone is doing, they're just putting in ChatGPT, write a good caption for me, write this for me, write that for me. Think of this going on for 5 years. You remember we used to have telephone books at our place. We used to write numbers of our relatives and everything. Then mobile, smartphones came. We forgot about our telephone books, right? And now we don't remember any number. But back then we used to remember the numbers of our relatives, our family members, and everything. So this could lead to something like that when people will just forget something that they are doing already. So I think that will decrease the level of intelligence in specific regions, specific part of the professions. That's my thing.
Thank you so much. Jamil has a...
In 1920, there were math teachers protesting outside in the streets, the invention of the calculator. You can actually Google this, it's true. Also, when the printing press was invented, people said it will impede our ability to write. But again, the printing press is printing books for us to obtain knowledge. If you want, like the backward EU, to go and regulate AI, then that will impeach a lot of freedoms as well. Our freedom to think, our ability to build and create. I know how to code. You cannot stop me from building, really. Just because somebody will abuse it, that doesn't mean you punish everyone. So, in addition to all of that, an LLM is not really AI. It's a statistical model to pick up words or the likelihood of the thing that you want to act. People, if I was an engineer in OpenAI, and people were impressed with ChatGPT more than DALL-E, I would probably kill myself, honestly. So, I think we are afraid of something that we don't understand well. And we cannot even control, and you will never stop it. It's out. And if you want to stop it, if you're frightened, and if you want to stop it, then governments and militaries only will have it. Just like nuclear power. We don't get the energy, but the weapons are there, and they're real.
Yes, Munir would like to, you have a...
I'm not done. One last point, please. So, there are ways to build responsible models, but if you look at the other uses of AI, you know, we're discovering new medicine using AI, we're discovering new material using AI, we're replacing a lot of dumb, stupid humans that are creating stupid, deadly mistakes with AI. Yes, technology will always replace human factor, but guess what? We are a parasite on this planet. Nobody can take us out. Nothing can take us out. We are the ones that's destroying this planet, actually. So, if we're destroying it, let's make it better for us. Why not? You know, everybody was afraid of robotic arms. Oh, it will take all factories, workers' jobs. Yes, yes, please keep them in their misery, okay? Let them be enslaved in factories. And this is actually a crap job. I'm using technology to elevate people, and then them or their kids, they can elevate and upskill and actually do something better with their lives. That's not bad. And if it was, my point is, why not? If I can't find a better way to do something, I'll always go the better way. Always, any day of the week. And if you're afraid of AI, go hide in a hole. Maybe it won't find you there. And don't send your pictures or copy on Instagram and then be afraid.
Okay, a few quick things. First off, I think that the comparisons to previous tech revolutions are totally inappropriate and we should stop using them. This is a totally different beast that we're talking about. The typewriter, the tractor, the electric engine, etc., that transform things, were not actively being designed and used to invade our psychology, to shorten our attention spans, to capture our attention, to sell us stuff, to distract us, to confuse us with misinformation, etc. This is a totally different era, a totally different time and process that we've never gone through before, and we already have evidence from the last 20 years of how AI has been used and the negative harmful effects that it's been having. And we've been totally irresponsible about not responding to that, responding to the increases of mental health problems, of like these problems of loneliness, problems like social fragmentation, issues of trust, collapse of our democracies, of our media systems, etc. So we have a lot of, we already have had evidence that this stuff used unregulated, irresponsibly in the hands of these small number of people is causing harms, and if we don't take action against it, it's going to lead to further social, economic, political, etc. collapse. This is one thing. Second is that these tools are being used, they are open. There's an incredible aspect of democratization, but at the same time, we're seeing an incredible trend towards concentration of power and wealth. It's not that the democratization isn't there, but it's somehow a figment covering this incredible concentration of wealth and power in an increasingly small number of people in this world. And this is why we see this concentration even of wealth in a smaller number of people in the US. They're increasing influence in the media realm. So incredibly wealthy people buying media outlets to again control the discourse, the discussion, what kind of information are we seeing, which then is also having increasing control of the governance system. And so the US was a corporatist democracy. In my mind, the US has always been sort of a partial democracy. There have been a lot of problems with that. It's been an experiment in progress, but that has been declining and weakening with the concentration of wealth and with the concentration of these technologies. Now, the upside is that, so I believe that there's an equation that somehow exists in the world. I'll share it with you folks. It's a work in progress, but it's also something that I think is empowering. So I believe that if we think of any sort of binary problem, binary issue, if we think that there's, I don't know, the pro-vaxxers and the anti-vaxxers, or in the US there's the Democrats and the Republicans, or something like this, that the outcome of any sort of debate will be this equation, which is the number of people on one side multiplied by the time that they spend on that issue. multiplied by some factor of resources, intelligence, something like that. What do they come to the table with? And then if you do that same equation on the other side, the outcome of whatever debate will be the result of that equation. And so if we want AI to have a positive impact in this world, in my mind, it's very likely, like right now we don't know. Is it gonna collapse the world? Is it gonna lead to a better world? The outcome of this will be how many people are doing good stuff with AI, multiplied by their effort. How much time are they spending? Is this like a little thing, like they're doing it an hour or two a week, or this is like a full-time thing or whatever? So how many people multiplied by how much time and effort they're putting in this, multiplied by resources. Their funding, their intelligence, whatever they bring to it. And then you have all of the people doing like really nasty, horrible shit with it. And then much of the world right now, in my mind, of the commercial world, is either on the negative side, because they're actually doing stuff that is disrupting lives, communities, economies, social fragmentation, people's psychology and their brains, etc. Or it's value neutral, meaning it's meaningless. It's not helping us one way or the other. And so how can we get more people doing good stuff? This is what we need. This is where we can all come in and do way more AI for good competitions, way more AI for good startups, way more AI for good investments, etc., to help tilt that balance.
Thank you so much. Round of applause to you. So we are actually at the last part of it, and this is the Q&A session from audience. So anybody who has any questions, please raise your hand and talk about to whom you are trying to refer, Enlightened Camp or the Fighting Camp. Yes. Do I need mic or?
It's not really a question, it's just a comment. That, like, you're focusing a lot on misinformation and confusing people and all of that. People have been confused with misinformation since the beginning of humanity. Like, starting from religious scripts, moving to news we see on TV. So AI is just a tool. Like, if you want to confuse people, you can do that with other ways. If there's not AI, you're gonna invent something to do bad, and you're gonna invent something to do good. If you wanna kill someone and you don't have a gun, you can kill them with a knife, and if you don't have a knife, you can kill them with a stone, or you can beat them to death. So it doesn't really matter. Like, AI is just, it's not the thing that brings harm to people. You know, and it's not the thing that brings good to people. It just depends on what you want to do with it. That's it.
Yes.
Just to go back on that point, yes, you can kill somebody with a knife, but AI the way it's being used today is the same as having comparing a machete with a AK-49, which has unlimited rifles, unlimited bullets, firing at 1,000 bullets per second. It's the massive impact of it and how simple it is to deploy in the wrong hands, which is the problem. It's not the fact that it's good or bad. I mean, everything has been good or bad, like you were saying before. It's how easy it is to deploy and how much of an effect they have on a massive amount of people in a very short time frame and for very low cost. The issue. That's the issue.
Let me.
AI is still dumb. It's not, if you're trying to do something with
Yeah. Let me just because we are going to a conversation on a completely different element. Is about, I completely understand the points that you are making and the rebuttal as well. The point over here, the debate proposition is within the scope of startups, where we have tools to basically provide value to the end user or to the citizen. How can this particular tool be useful? Is it enlightening in a sense that it is actually empowering them, the end user, which the Fighting Camp actually has said that over the period, with so many other tools that have come about, it hasn't been able to do so. But then the Enlightened Camp is saying that this tool can able to actually accelerate, which we haven't been able to do so before. So within this perspective, just imagine that like giants, corporations that have actually been, globalized across the world, have been able to do that, but are they able to really provide the real value at the end of the day?
The answer is it's not black or white. The answer is it's not black or white. Right. The answer is it's a combination of both. You can do a lot of good, you can do a lot of bad, depending on how it's being used and how it's being controlled. That's what I'm hearing from both sides.
And this is basically the point of this debate as well, in a sense that we can be able to Because in this particular region, the vocational aspect of it is not so much. Like Jamil was saying earlier as well, within the ROS aspect of it, if this topic would have been happening in some place in UK, France, or Germany, or obviously US, we would have been so many hands raised up, and like we would have actually had to ask the security guard to come in between, like, come on guys, chill, relax, it's just a debate. But over here, we need to basically create the vocational aspect, and this is the entire practice of it. So yeah, anybody else has a question? Yes.
If you don't mind, it's also another question. Today's roster, yes, and yes, we're trying to do it that way. And you know, I realized from all these topics that the main problem is not in AI. The main problem is the human beings, and we are afraid for ourselves. For ourselves. Let's say if you are using some tool, I become understanding. Oh, maybe you can use it against me, and I am fighting with mad hallucinations, what you can do. I will never know what you're able to do, what you can do in reality, but unfortunately I created the standard, the same you are doing. In this scenario, or in this case, I feel the solution, the right solution, what tools which were coming up, because actually human being is very lazy structure, and we want to live an amazing life, and everyone around should be enslave us and take care about us. This is our main goal of ourselves. We don't want to work. But the reality of the tools which come up, especially with AI, once we realize, let's say, the power or the balance of the power is achievable, it means you became a little bit powerful. If I work on myself or I will use another tool, I will finally reach, and you cannot, let's say, destroy me or do so many things which I cannot achieve. It means in this scenario we're in balance, and we will work for ourselves for good. Because unfortunately in our lives, look around, when some human beings and when corporates or some individuals get some power, always in their life is come to mind, they're starting to do better for others. This is the reality of our being, and this is our DNA, and you have to find with this tool. If you want to create something in balance and don't let others be more than you, keep it in balance, do a little bit more decentralized, let everyone knows. That's why right now, education, the spreadness of education is everywhere. If I realize what you can do, what he can do, what he can do, and I have the same tool, believe me, we will not fight with each other. But if I even for a moment realize that I am more powerful than all of you, I will use it 100%. This is the main point. Thank you.
I mean, it's actually interesting because I don't know how many of you know about it. There has been a huge protest in Hollywood with the creative people, and especially the writers and artists. And if you actually also see that ChatGPT has now, ChatGPT 4 is not the same as you would have seen it at ChatGPT 3.5. It's so much of copyright issues has been in place in it, and it's not really been able to provide that same value simply because the writing camp of it has actually talked about a lot about it. So just to add on very quickly around it, anybody else who would like to share their few thoughts about it? Okay, so yeah.
There's a point that we cannot leave without addressing it. So our esteemed colleague on the frightened camp mentioned that you go and you compare the open source model to the state-of-the-art model like GPT-4, and it's like comparing a Mercedes to a scooter. This is demonstrably incorrect. If you go and see what Mistral are doing, a French startup, if you go and see what Databricks did with the DBRX model, there are KPIs, guys, to measure these things. Go and check the KPIs like MMLU, like HalaSwag, and some other KPIs that measure the potence of these large language models. You will find that the open source ones and the open weight ones are very, very close behind the closed one like GPT-4. That said, if something has a power of 1 million and another is a little bit behind it, trust me, most startups, most enterprises who are not Netflix don't need this much power. You can change your entire business with half of the price that you can have from DBRX or from Mistral for free. The second misconception is about training cost. Oh, these models are not accessible for everyone because they take hundreds of millions of dollars to train. Well, training has two stages, foundational training and fine-tuning. Foundational training is done once every few years. We don't need to reinvent it. It used to cost hundreds of millions, now it's costing 10 million below. But even that you don't need to do it. You can take this model already pre-trained, that's the P in ChatGPT, and only fine-tune it with your own information, with your own PDFs, with your own knowledge, and then make it work for your company, for your community, for your school, for yourself. And the fine-tuning costs thousands or tens of thousands of dollars, not tens of millions of dollars. So this is a point that I absolutely want everybody here not to leave without knowing that A, it's not true that open source is very behind closed. It's like saying Linux is really behind Windows. This is absolutely not true. And second of all is that the cost is being democratized because fine-tuning doesn't cost a lot and you don't need to pre-train every time. You just need to fine-tune. Thank you.
Well, yeah, you've got a point. Okay.
So you are talking about Mistral, right? Okay. Like as far as startups are concerned, right? Mistral is definitely performing better. Okay. But it is a very generalized model. When you talk about startups, you are talking about industry-specific things, right? Mistral, no one knows what data it was trained on. It has never released it. Okay? Why Mistral is performing so better? No one knows. Everyone knows that it is because of the data. Right? No one knows what the data was. Do you know inFive Mistral? Right? It's by Microsoft. Okay? Microsoft trained on Mistral, right? And that is called inFive Mistral. Then SFR, Salesforce, it trained again on inFive Mistral, right? And SFR is the best out in the market. But SFR will not provide what data they use, how much data they use, no research paper, nothing. Salesforce had that resources to get that data, and that's why it's doing the best in the market. No one else had that data. Salesforce knew what industry they wanted to focus on, and that's why they gathered all that data, and that takes a lot of resources. Small startups cannot do it. Small startups, like if you want to write a story, if you want to make a chatbot which can write a story, write a poem, something like that, yes, sure, you can do that. But if you want to really address a problem with AI, you need to have that access, you need to have that resources, otherwise you can't.
So, thank you so much. I mean, this is one of the points of deep learning technology. Deep learning is something that obviously few of the corporations actually has capability to engage in it, and this was one of the points within this debate as well, that how startups can be able to use these AI technologies. And it's not just MLP, it's not just machine learning programs, it's basically AI aspect of it, the programming, the behind it, and the database to basically incorporate into it. So at the end, I think we're running out of time. Thank you so much, but at the end, just let's have a final poll and see the conclusion around it. So how many of you guys are just, we are like, who? Anybody wants to say something?
Me,
All right. So anybody, lastly, how many of you guys are still with the enlightened camp? Please show your hands. Okay. And the frightened camps?
What?
No. So, all right, the proposition is finalized. Enlightened camp it is. Thank you so much.
As it should. Joking, guys. No, but Elon Musk is a hypocrite.
If he, just to say, I think that being fearful is enlightened. And,
I agree.
And we need to, anyway.
Guns don't kill people. People kill people. You know, you're from Texas. They say that, right? Guns don't kill people. But once somebody has a gun, everybody has to have a gun, right?
No.
Yeah. So once you say some people can have them and some people can't have them.
But that's what happens everywhere in the world.
Exactly. So everybody have AI. Finish. It's out. They unleash the Kraken. Thank you guys. Have a great evening. And next week is Eid. So Eid Mubarak. There won't be no meetup, but we will go. Usually, what we do is we go to a cafe somewhere public. We sit down, and whoever wants to come, whenever they want to come, they can come. There's no activity. We just meet each other and say hi, basically. So that's for next week. And enjoy the break.
Thank you.
Yeah.